So first we'll start about from the correlation. The correlation is actually an analysis which we use to find a relationship between two variables. Relationship between two variables. Now, what does it mean by relationship? It is very important to understand because every two variable cannot be measured, considered as a relationship. Like for example, if you have one categorical or other is continuous variable, then you use independent t-test or ANOVA. Independent t-test is used for two group, ANOVA is used for more than two group. What if you want to do a check the relationship between students attendance and student performance? Or for example, you want to see the relationship between employee job satisfaction and employee salary. So in this situation, if you want to see a significant difference between two groups, between two variables, then we use correlation. So correlation is used to find a relationship between two variables. It is also important to know and understand that in correlation, there is no independent, no dependent variable. These two variables are just a variables. In correlation, two variables are just variables. You cannot say one is dependent, one is dependent, because the purpose of relationship correlation is to find a relationship, nothing else. The dependent and independent variable questions comes when you want to see a effect of one variable on another variable, and that is a regression, which is the next stage. So in the future, if you run any correlation, if you use correlation and your examiner asks which one is independent, which one is dependent variable, simply answer that in correlation there is no independent, no dependent variable. We simply have two variables and we find a relationship between two variables. The dependent and independent variables concept comes when we want to see the effect of one variable on the other variable. For example, if you want to see the relationship, just a relationship between employee salary and employee job satisfaction, you will use correlation. But if you want to see the employee appraisal and employee performance, you will use regression. For example, if you want to see the effect of one variable on the effect of other variable, then we use regression. If you want to simply find the relationship, we use correlation. Now, let's see some of the examples. For example, what is the relationship between sport participation in high school grade point average? Which means a researcher want to see if students participate in sports, what is the relationship about their participation in sports and their GPA? Does their GPA affect because of their sport participation or not? If this kind of study, which means he or she wants to find a relationship between these two variables. If researcher wants to see a relationship, then he or she will use correlation. Another example, what is the core relationship between participation in first year experience and first year GPA? Again, two variable and you need to find a relationship. In correlation, there are two continuous variables. Continuous variable means ratio type variable or scale variable, and you need to find a relationship. Another example, what is the relationship between school attendance and school grade point for high school seniors? If you want to know the relationship between a student's attendance and a student's GPA score, then you will use correlation. Similarly, if you want to see a relationship between GRE scores or graduate recorded exam scores and a student's GPA, then you will use correlation. For example, if you want to see the relationship between a student's attendance and a student test score, we'll use correlation. So this is the basic idea, and during this session I'm trying to also clarify some of the misconception. One of the misconception I clarified that in correlation there is no dependent and independent variable. By the way, after first sessions, most of the participants committed and gave me feedback that my communication skill or my pace was too fast, and I admit that you rightly judged this, because I was too fast in first session, and somehow in the second session, because I was in hurry, I wanted to complete the content within 1 hour. So this third day I will try to overcome this issue problem, and I will try to be a moderate in terms of pace. So in the relationship between variables, and there are two quantitative variables, and we want to see the relationship. Correlation is used to measure and describe a relationship between two variables. Usually these two variables are simply observed as they exist in environment. There is no attempt to control or manipulate the variables. Now this line indicates that there is no independent, no dependent variables in correlation. It's simply a purpose, process to find an relationship between two observed variables. So this is the basic idea about correlation, and then some more concept about a correlation coefficient. The correlation coefficient is correlation coefficient means correlation value. Correlation is denoted by R, because this Pearson R is the person or mathematicians who invented the correlation procedure. So the correlation formula will generate the value that is denoted by R. And R value, which is also considered as correlation value, is also called correlation coefficient. So correlation coefficient, correlation value, and R value, they all are same thing. Okay, so correlation value, coefficient, and correlation coefficient, R value are same thing. Then scatter plot, I will explain scatter plot later. And just this idea that strength of relationship. When we talk about the relationship or correlation, so correlation have some kind of strength. Strength is vary from 0 to 1 range. 0 means no relationship, 1 means perfect relationship. Now relationship can be positive direction or can be in a negative direction. Positive direction means if one variable increases, other also increases. For example, if you conduct any study and your one variable is student attendance and other variable is student's achievement, so you expect positive correlation. Positive correlation means if student attendance increases, his or her score will also be increases. So that's example of positive correlation. What would be the example of negative correlation? Negative correlation when one variable increases and other decreases. So let me write here positive correlation when one variable increases and other also increases, or one variable decreases and other also decreases. This is the example of positive correlation. Now what are the examples of positive correlations? Students attendance and their achievement. We can say that we can expect that if students have high attendance, their achievement will also be high. If their attendance is low, their achievement is also will be low. So which means we expect that if you want to find a correlation between students attendance and student achievement, it will be a positive correlation. Another example of positive correlation, number of cigarette someone smoke and get chances of lung cancer. So which means we also expect a positive correlation. Positive correlation means the more someone smoke the cigarette, the more chances of lung cancer is, which means there is a positive correlation between the number of cigarettes someone smoke and lung cancer. So these are the positive correlation. Another example of positive correlation can be salary increment and employee job satisfaction. we can expect that if salaries increases, employee job satisfaction is also increases, and say if salaries decreases, employee job satisfaction is also decreases, which means these are the positive correlations. Now what is the negative correlation? Negative correlation is inverse of this positive correlation. So negative correlation, when one variable increases and other decreases, or one variable increases, decreases and other increases, is just like an inverse proportion. What can be the example of negative correlation? Like negative correlation, as I told you that when one variable increases, other decreases. So you can say the example of negative correlation means test anxiety and student, or you can say stress and employee performance. So I expect this is a negative correlation. Negative correlation means if stress is increases, employee performance will be decreases. Please turn off the mic. Whoever started the turn on the mic. Please turn off the mic.
थोड़ा सा मैं इंटरप्ट करना चाहूँगा,
जी,
अगर आप बुरा ना मनाएं
जी।
सब, हमारा मेन पर्पस आपका इस लेक्चर को अटेंड करना SPSS सीखना है, ना कि स्टैटिस्टिक्स। अगर आपने बहुत अच्छी बातें ये बता रहे हैं, लेकिन ये फ्री रैक होना चाहिए था आपके इस लेक्चर के लिए।
ओके ओके,
से इसके लिए ट्यूटोरियल कर लीजिए। मेरे ख्याल में बहुत से मुझे जैसे बोर हो रहे हैं अभी।
ओके ओके ओके, मैं आई गॉट इट।
मेरे ख्याल में ऐसा नहीं है, मैं मुझे जरा
ओके, आई गॉट इट,
मुझे इजाजत है सर। मेरा ख्याल है कि ये जो SPSS को जानने के लिए जो साजिद अली यूसुफ साहब बता रहे हैं, ये बेहतरीन चीज़ है। अगर ये बैकग्राउंड नहीं होगी कोरिलेशन की, तो आप कोरिलेशन को वहाँ पे इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर सकते। सो यू आर गोइंग वेरी वेल, गो अहेड।
थैंक यू सो मच। अच्छा, बात ये है कि ये कोई मैं पहली बार ट्रेनिंग नहीं करा रहा, ठीक है। कोई इसे मैं 30 से 40 बार करा चुका हूँ US यूनिवर्सिटी में, इवन SPSS स्पेसिफिकली है। उन लोगों को भी ट्रेनिंग कराई है जो के PhDs हैं, जो उनको कोरिलेशन पता है, रिग्रेशन पता है। लेकिन ये कराने से पहले, SPSS कराने से पहले ये बेसिक आइडिया होना चाहिए कि व्हाट्स द पर्पस ऑफ दिस। नाउ अगर मैं डायरेक्ट यहाँ SPSS, if I come to the direct SPSS and I tell you how to run a correlation, it's simply go to analysis, go to correlation, go to bivariate. It takes only 2 minutes to tell you how you can run correlation in SPSS. I can also tell you how you can interpret the result. It will take just 3 or 2 to 4 minutes. But the idea to understand the logic behind correlation, because no one will tell you what kind of analysis will be run in your data. It is you to decide. Or how will you decide? How you can decide if you know the logic behind results. अगर आपके पास कोई hypothesis है, आपको दुनिया की किसी किताब में, किसी YouTube चैनल पे ये नहीं लिखा होगा कि आपके रिसर्च की हाइपोथेसिस के लिए कौन सा डेटा एनालिसिस यूज होगा, ये कहीं नहीं लिखा होगा। बुक में, YouTube में या नेट पे ये लिखा होगा कोरिलेशन कैसे यूज करते हैं, इंडिपेंडेंट कैसे यूज करते हैं, या किस सिचुएशन यूज करते हैं। लेकिन स्पेसिफिकली आपके हाइपोथेसिस के लिए कौन सा टूल यूज होगा, नो वन विल टेल यू। ओनली ये ह्यूमन इंटेलिजेंस, एक टीचर, इंस्ट्रक्टर, ये आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग बताएगी। That's why मैं इसको जो 10 मिनट लिए हैं जस्ट टू गिव यू द आइडिया। और एक आपके कुछ मिसकॉन्सेप्शन है अक्सर स्कॉलर्स के होते हैं कि जी 1x इज डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल, y इज इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल। ये भी कोई सही कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है। कोरिलेशन में देयर इज नो इंडिपेंडेंट, नो डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल। लास्टली, if you know this basic idea about positive and negative, then even you can predict the without any SPSS result you can assess. और अगर आप SPSS पर रन भी करते हैं और अगर रिजल्ट खराब आता है ना, you can judge कि आपने कोई गड़बड़ की है। You can easily identify कि गड़बड़ की है, कि कोरिलेशन वैल्यू अगर एक से बढ़ के कुछ आ रही है, which means you can understand कि ये मैंने कुछ गड़बड़ किया है। तो that's why मैं एक आइडिया ये दे रहा हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे अंदाजा है कि मैं डायरेक्ट SPSS में आपको कोरिलेशन कराऊंगा, then you will understand only कि how to use correlation in SPSS, but the basic idea should also be understand. So अगर किसी को ये चीज पहले से आती है और बहुत अच्छी आती है, So please bear with me and I will quickly move to the SPSS right now. लेकिन मैं एक तो कॉन्सेप्ट आपको देना चाहते हैं, पॉजिटिव कोएफिशिएंट, नेगेटिव कोएफिशिएंट, एंड आई होप यू गॉट द आइडिया. And one more thing, that coefficient can be between -1 to +1. So the +1 or -1 only shows the directions. So in the future, and maybe in the pre-training, I give you also, if you have coefficient like 0.85 negative. So if someone asks you that which one is stronger relationship, okay, one is A is plus 2.5 and B is negative 8.5. If someone asks you which one is have a stronger relationship, so if you have a basic idea, you will say B. B has a stronger relationship. This has a stronger relationship than A, because regardless what is positive, what is negative, अगर आप नंबर को कंपेयर करें तो 0.25 ज्यादा बड़ा होता है -8 से, लेकिन रिलेशनशिप जो है वो स्ट्रेंथ को शो करती है. तो स्ट्रेंथ जो है 0-1 की रेंज में होता है. पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव ओनली टेल्स द डायरेक्शन. So this is the idea about the relationship, and these are the rule of thumb. Again, this is also very important. Okay, if correlation values comes between 0 and 1 range, then how would you interpret the result? तो ये बात याद रखिएगा, कोरिलेशन हमेशा 0-1 के रेंज में होता है. So these are the rule of thumb. If correlation value is 0 to 0.2 is a weak relationship, and अगर 0.8 और 1 के दरमियान हो तो very strong relationship, और 0.4 और 0.6 के दरमियान हो तो moderate relationship. अब अगर ये पॉजिटिव है तो पॉजिटिव वीक, पॉजिटिव मॉडरेट, पॉजिटिव स्ट्रॉन्ग रिलेशनशिप. अगर ये नेगेटिव है तो नेगेटिव वीक, नेगेटिव मॉडरेट, नेगेटिव स्ट्रॉन्ग रिलेशनशिप. थियोरेटिकली आपका जो परफेक्ट रिलेशनशिप होता है उसमें वैल्यू होती है 1, और आइडियली जब भी कभी whenever you collect data, it is impossible to have a perfect relationship. So you might have a strong relationship or very strong relationship. So let's start how we can do the correlation in SPSS. Now, as I told you that for correlation you must have at least two variables, two numbers variable. So right now I am creating a variable view, and I'm just showing you how you can enter the data and how you can analyze the correlation value, and how you can generate two variable correlation and also correlation matrix. And then I will show you the actual data where we can perform correlation and regression. तो मैं पहले आपको सिंपली ये बता देता हूँ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, एक आपका वेरिएबल है अटेंडेंस, स्टूडेंट्स अटेंडेंस, दूसरा है स्कोर, तीसरा है उनका स्ट्रेस लेवल, फोर्थ है स्टेटस, व्हिच मींस सोशो इकोनॉमिक स्टेटस, कि वो अमीर है, गरीब है, मॉडरेट है. सो दीज आर द 4 वेरिएबल्स आई डिक्लेयर्ड. वन ऑफ द स्टडी, फॉर एग्जांपल स्टडी है जिसमें मैं ये देखना चाहता हूँ कि डज दिस वेरिएबल हैव काइंड ऑफ रिलेशनशिप. सो 4 वेरिएबल्स डिक्लेयर्ड, एंड देन इन डेटा व्यू यू कैन इनपुट द डेटा कि एक स्टूडेंट्स की अटेंडेंस कितनी है, उसका स्कोर कितना है, उसका स्ट्रेस लेवल कितना है, और उसका स्टेटस क्या है, आई मीन मॉडरेट है, मुतवस्सित तबके का है, अमीर है, गरीब है. दीज आर द 4 वेरिएबल्स. And how you run the correlation? Go to analysis, correlate, and bivariate. Bivariate when you find a relationship between two variables. And here you declare two variables के मैं for example attendance and score के दरमियान relationship देखना चाहता हूँ. तो 2 variable declare कर दिया, and then it will give an okay. ये correlation निकाल के दे देगा मुझे. Since अभी मैंने डेटा नहीं दिया, आपको सिर्फ आइडिया दे रहा हूँ. Now I will pull up the actual data, and then I will give you the idea how we can get the correlation. और ये जो मैं डेटा आपको दिखाने लगा हूँ ये एक्चुअल डेटा है. और एक्चुअल डेटा को एक्सप्लेन करने से पहले तो थोड़ा सा ये अंडरस्टैंडिंग भी हो जाए कि ये डेटा कौन कौन से वेरिएबल्स हैं. सो एक स्टडी है, a study was carried out to explore the relationship between aggression and several potential predicting factor in 660 children that had an older sibling. Variable measure were parenting style. High score means bad parenting style. Computer games, high score, more time spent playing computer game. Television. So I am just giving a different color so that you know these are the variables. यानी एक रिसर्चर है वो ये जानना चाहता है कि जो स्टूडेंट्स का या किसी का भी बच्चे का एग्रेशन जो होता है क्या किसी वेरिएबल से इफेक्ट करता है, यानी वो कितने घंटे गेम खेलता है, उनके माँ बाप कैसे तरबियत करते हैं, कितने घंटे टीवी देखता है, और डाइट क्या है. If these variable, the researcher want to see whether these variable can affect or does it have a relationship. So ये एक टास्क है. स्टडी वाज कैरियड टू एक्सप्लोर द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन एग्रेशन एंड सेवरल पोटेंशियल प्रेडिक्टिंग फैक्टर. वेरिएबल मेजर वर पेरेंटिंग स्टाइल, हाई स्कोर, bad parenting, computer games, televisions, and diet, and sibling aggression. Sibling aggression means उसके भाई और बहनें कितनी उनसे झगड़ा करती हैं. High score means more aggression. See, past research indicate that parenting style and sibling aggression were good predictor on the level of aggressions in the young children. All other variables treated explorative aggression and analyzed them with multiple regressions. Now, before going to multiple regressions, we should check whether इनमें आपस में कोई relationship है या नहीं है. तो ये this is the data. Okay, this is the data, and this first variable is aggression, second is television, computer games, sibling aggression, diet, and parenting style. And I explain you what does it mean. Time spent with television. These are the labels. So this a researcher collected this data, and we'll see how many how students were there. ये टोटल कितने स्टूडेंट थे? 666. Now what is the task? Research क्या है? What we need to find? We need to find, is there any relationship between let's say computer games and aggression? So what would be our null hypothesis? Our null hypothesis will be there is no significant relationship between between child aggression and number of hours he or she play games. So this is our null hypothesis. There is no significant relationship between child aggression and number of hours he she plays a game. Let's say if someone argue, if you read कि वो जो बच्चे गेम खेलते हैं इससे ना उनकी वो होते हैं, वो एग्रेसिव हो जाते हैं, वो मिसबिहेव करते हैं, वो वायलेंस करते हैं. And if you want to do a research, you can do this. You can have a questionnaire that measure child aggressions. You can ask how many hours he or she play game. जैसे रिसेंटली पबजी पे बड़ा मीडिया में आ रहा है कि पबजी जो है हाई कोर्ट ने बंद कर दिया, फिर खोल दिया कि it gives a violence impression to the child. You can do the research on this as well, because whether PUBG or whether any violence game can actually influence students' behavior, this can just someone's opinion, it can someone's a myth. But if this is reality है या नहीं है, you need to conduct a research. So ये एक फॉरेन स्टडी है जिसमें वो चाइल्ड एग्रेशंस को चेक करना चाहता है. तो हमने कोएफिशिएंट चेक करना है. तो और नल हाइपोथेसिस इज देयर इज नो सिग्निफिकेंट रिलेशन बिटवीन चाइल्ड एग्रेशन एंड नंबर ऑफ और ही और शी प्लेस game. So we have two variable. One variable is aggression. We want to find a relationship between aggression and computer games. Okay, so we'll go to the analysis covariate and then bivariate. In bivariate, whenever you click and you see that you cannot see the variable name because these are the labeling. Right click it and you can choose whichever option you like. You can choose display variable name, it will show the variable name. You can show display variable labels, it will show the variable labels. So it's up to you. Now, what is the purpose of your research? What do you want to do? You want to find a relationship between aggression and computer games. So I select these two variables, put on the right box, and then simply press OK. Now there are options which ask you whether you want to see descriptive statistics, mean standard deviation, cross product, covariance. It's up to you, because if you want to see, you can see the mean, median as well, mean and standard deviation as well. I simply select these two variables and press OK. So the correlation, this first table show a descriptive statistics with mean and standard deviation. The second table show the correlation table. Now correlation table, every correlation table will be same. Okay, so let me explain what is this. Is actually, this is the aggression variable, this is Pearson correlation. Aggression correlation with aggression will always be 1. Just think about, just ask yourself, if you want to see a relationship between X and Y, then you need a data from X, you need a data from Y. But if you want to see the relationship between X and X, it will always be a perfect relationship. So similarly, aggression के साथ relationship क्या है? 1, which is perfect. And we don't need this information. We don't need this information because it is obvious. We want to see the relationship between aggression and use of computer games. So this is the useful information, 0.186. So you can say that there is the relationship between aggression and computer games is 0.186. The second line shows the significance to tell. Say whether you will reject null hypothesis or fail to reject null hypothesis. And if you remember, I told you yesterday, and I told you that this same rule is applied for all type of analysis. So what was the rule? If you remember, if this value, this 0.00 is less than alpha, then we reject null hypothesis. If this value is more than set alpha, then we fail to reject null hypothesis. So 0.00 is less than alpha, which is 0.05. And we can say reject null hypothesis. Reject null hypothesis. What was our null hypothesis? There is no correlation. And if you reject null hypothesis, decision is reject null hypothesis. So what would be our conclusion? There is a significant relationship between child aggression and number of hours he/she play games. So this is your conclusion. Now one more thing you need to understand, that if you have a significant correlation, it does not tell you a complete story. Because अगर मैं आपको उर्दू में समझाऊं, देखिए ऐसा भी तो मुमकिन है कि एक स्टूडेंट बच्चे, मतलब आपने कंक्लूड ये किया है, सॉरी फॉर द फॉरेनर, आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू लेटर. मैं इसको आसान से लफ्जों में आपको समझाता हूं कि अगर रिलेशनशिप सिग्निफिकेंट आया है, तो रिजल्ट इसका हरगिज ये मतलब नहीं है कि जितना ज्यादा गेम खेलेंगे उतना ज्यादा एग्रेशन होगा. ये हरगिज ये मतलब नहीं है. ये डिपेंड करता है कि वैल्यू पॉजिटिव आई है, नेगेटिव आई है. अगर वैल्यू पॉजिटिव आई है, देन यू कैन से कि एग्रेशन एंड यूज ऑफ कंप्यूटर गेम है पॉजिटिव कोएफिशिएंट, व्हिच मींस यू कैन कंक्लूड कि जो बच्चे ज्यादा गेम खेलते हैं वो ज्यादा एग्रेसिव होते हैं. अगर ये वैल्यू नेगेटिव होती, और अगेन सिग्निफिकेंट शो होता है, तब भी आप ये कंक्लूड करते हैं कि भाई देयर इज अ सिग्निफिकेंट कोरिलेशन बिटवीन यूज ऑफ कंप्यूटर गेम्स एंड एग्रेशन. द रिलेशनशिप इज नेगेटिव, व्हिच मींस कि जो बच्चे ज्यादा गेम खेलते हैं वो कम एग्रेसिव होते हैं, यानी इनवर्स प्रोपोर्शन होता है. लेकिन अभी तो ये क्या है, यूज ऑफ पॉजिटिव कोरिलेशन है. पॉजिटिव कोरिलेशन मींस इफ वन वेरिएबल इंक्रीजेस अदर आल्सो इंक्रीजेस, यानी एग्रेशन बढ़ेगा तो यूज ऑफ कंप्यूटर गेम्स भी बढ़ेगा. तो अब देखें वो 5-10 मिनट जो मैंने आपको लगाए थे बेसिक आइडिया समझाने में, आपको ये चीज समझ में आएगी आसानी से कि ये 1.86 पॉजिटिव मींस क्या है, इसको आप कैसे इंटरप्रेट करेंगे. because most of the time जो मैं थीसिस देखता हूँ उसमें स्कॉलर सिर्फ ये लिखते हैं कि रिजल्ट इज सिग्निफिकेंट, देयर इज अ सिग्निफिकेंट कोरिलेशन। लेमैन को एक आम आदमी को कैसे आप समझाएंगे ये सिग्निफिकेंट रिलेशनशिप का मतलब क्या है? तो ये पॉजिटिव सिग्निफिकेंट रिलेशनशिप मींस if use of computer games is increases, aggression is also increases. So which means when we write result, you can say, तो हमने कंक्लूड किया था यहाँ पे फर्स्ट वी राइट कंक्लूजन, देयर इज अ सिग्निफिकेंट रिलेशन बिटवीन चाइल्ड एग्रेशन एंड कंप्यूटर आवर्स कंप्यूटर गेम्स, रिजल्ट indicated that the more child plays game, the more aggressive aggression he she may have. और चाहे तो आप यहाँ पे कोरिलेशन की वैल्यू भी रख सकते हैं। कोरिलेशन की वैल्यू क्या, R is equal to 0.186 and also report p value which is 0.001. तो एक और चीज है जो अक्सर मैं थीसिस में देखता हूँ और रिव्यू में बताता रहता हूँ कि नेवर राइट सिग्निफिकेंट वैल्यूज 0.00 because significant value can never be zero. Now you may ask the question, or you may think, if significant value can never be zero, then why here zero comes? It is because the SPSS does not have a space to provide you a precise significance value. It has a small width, that's why it provides 0.000. Actually, this is not exactly zero. This is maybe a 0.000756, maybe 0.00789. So remember the rule. In statistics, in inferential statistics, significance value can never be zero, regardless what analysis you are running. Independent test, dependent test, ANOVA, coefficient, regression, structure equation modeling, factor analysis, whatever you are doing, significant value can never be zero. Now, why it's showing zero? Because it does the space, the width of this column is too small. That's why it produces just initial 3 numbers. If you want to see the exact number of significance value, double click it on this 0.00. So I double click it and see it shows 0.000, which means the actual number is not 0, but actual number is 0.0001, because I told you it can never be zero. So APA format, if some of you heard about the APA, then APA format suggests that if significant value is too small, like 0.00 or 0. Then you should report P less than 0.001. P means probability value, and this value, this is also probability value. So this significance value is also called probability value. So you need to APA format required that you need to provide exact p value, but if p value is too small, then you should report as like this, p less than 0.001. So this is how you can interpret and make a correlation. What if you want to see the relationship of child aggression with play games and also with another variable, like let's see which other variables are there, like computer games and sibling aggressions. यानी कि अब आप देखना ये भी चाहते हैं कि एग्रेशंस जो बच्चे का होता है उसका कंप्यूटर गेम से तो हमने ताल्लुक देख लिया, सिबलिंग के साथ कैसा है. Either you can run a separate analysis, even in one analysis. In one analysis, you can generate a correlation table. And let me tell you how you can generate correlation table. Go to analysis and correlate. In correlated, go to bivariate. In bivariate, we select 2 variables, aggression and computer games. Now I'm selecting child aggression as well. Now also selecting parenting style. Now these are the 4 variables. What it will do? It will produce a correlation matrix. So I'll just press OK. And see, this is the table comes. This shows the correlations of all four variable with all four variable. Yeah, which means you can see the correlation between aggression and aggression is 1. Correlation between aggression and use of computer game is 0.8186. Correlation between aggression and sibling is 0.129. Correlation between aggression and parenting style 0.211. So if you see, the diagonal is always 1 in correlation matrix. Diagonal is always 1 because the correlation between aggression and aggression is always 1. Correlation between computer games and computer games is always 1. And correlation between parenting style and parenting style is always 1. And if you see, the diagonal is also identical, which means the correlation between aggression and use of computer game is exactly the same as correlation between use of computer games and aggression, like this one. Use of computer games and aggression. So if you miss the point, I just will write it. The correlation, in simple words, the correlation, although it's a common sense, the correlation between X and Y will always be same as correlation between Y and X. So either you see the relation between X and Y or YX, it will always be same. That's why the correlation does not have independent or dependent variable. It's only find a relationship between two quantity, two variables. So similarly here you can see the diagonal is always same. Like the sibling aggression and child aggression is 0.129. So sibling aggression and child aggression 0.129. So the valuable information, the correlation matrix is only this diagonal part, this part. Either this part or this part, they both are same thing. So you can report that correlation between aggression and use of computer games is significant because p-value is small. You can also report correlation between aggression, sibling aggression is 0.129. Correlation between aggression and parenting style 0.29. And similarly, correlation between computer games and sibling is 0.225 and this up. So see, you can, when you have four variable, it can produce 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 correlation values. Because if you have four variables, there are 6 possible pairs, possible correlations. So this is the correlation table. So I hope you got the idea, and it took a little more times because this is the basic thing. So, and this is a rule of thumbs of correlation. Now I move to the next part, which is the regression. Now regression is used to to predict someone. If your purpose of study is to predict someone, if for example, if you want to see the effect of one variable into other variable, then you will use regression. So you need to ask yourself what kind of study you have. Do you want to see a relationship, or do you want to see the effect of one variable on the other variable? Then you will use regression. Most of the studies I see the researcher use regression because regression is used to find the effect of one variable into another variable. So correlation measure the direction state linear, while the regression line summarize the best relationship, and it has an independent and dependent variable. The next thing important is the coefficient of determination. Coefficient of determination is also called R square value. So when you square R value, it's called coefficient of determination. Now, what does it mean by coefficient of determination? It is very important to understand because this is how you can make your interpretation easy, plain English. For example, if your R value is R square value is 0.8649, R means correlation value. Therefore, you can say the coefficient of determination will be 0.8649. So you can say 86.49 of the variation in Y is associated with the change in X. If you do not understand this point, don't worry. I'll just show you how you can interpret regression, but I just wanted to explain you the regression coefficient of determination. So you just recall this task. We have certain variables. The task is to all variables as treated explorative fashion, analyze them with multiple regressions. So first, let's say we want to see, let me make one null hypothesis. Let's say this is the study. A researcher want to see the child aggression behavior. Child aggression behavior based on 5 things: parenting style, computer games, television, sibling, diet. What if you want? I want to see the child aggression behavior based on the computer games. So what would be null hypothesis? There is no significant effect of computer games on child aggressive behavior. See, if you have a study if you have a study where you want to see the effect of one variable, another variable, or you want to see the impact of one thing into another thing, you will use regressions. So in your null hypothesis, there is no significant effect of computer games on child aggressive behavior. How many variables are there? Computer games, I'll just make a different color, and child aggressive behavior. And child aggressive behavior is another variable. Now, if you want to use a correlation, like, then your null hypothesis will be like, there is no significant relationship between computer games and aggressive behavior. These both hypotheses, this hypothesis find the relationship only, and this hypothesis find the effect of one variable into another variable. Why I make these two hypotheses? Because in one study you will have only either this kind of hypothesis or this, because this find the relationship, this find the effect. I'm just giving you an idea, the logic behind that. I told you in relationship there is no independent dependent variable. So the computer games and child aggressive behavior is not depend on each other. So you are just trying to find a relationship. So that's why this is how you can make a hypothesis. But if you want to see the effect of one variable onto another variable, so like if your hypothesis there is no significant effect of computer games on child aggressive behavior. Now here the idea of dependent variables comes. Now which one is dependent variable here? And I'm sorry if someone is getting bored, but this is important to in order to start in the regression, because then we can easily understand the output. We will have an idea that how one is independent, how one is other is independent. So there is no significant effect on computer games and child aggression behavior. So what would be the dependent? What would be the independent variable? Why? What do you want to see? You want to see the effect of computer games on child aggressive behavior. So which means dependent variable is child aggressive behavior, because this is the behavior, and independent variable is computer games, because you want to see the effect of computer games on child aggressive behavior. तो आप कंप्यूटर गेम एक बच्चा कितना खेलता है, आप ये देखना चाहते हैं कि उसकी बिहेवियर पे क्या इफेक्ट पड़ता है, which means उसका बिहेवियर जो है वो डिपेंड है, एग्रेसिवनेस डिपेंडेंट है किस पर? नंबर ऑफ आवर्स ही शी प्लेज अ गेम. वो कितने घंटे गेम खेलता है ये डिपेंड नहीं करता वो कितना मिसबिहेव करता है. So that's why computer games is independent variable, child aggressive is dependent variable, and you want to see the effect of computer games on child aggressiveness. और अगर आप ये स्टेटमेंट पढ़ें तो इससे भी आपको आइडिया हो जाएगा कि आपने किस वेरिएबल को किस पे चेक करना है, which means कौन सा डिपेंडेंट है कौन सा इंडिपेंडेंट है. So if you have a hypothesis like this and we have a data, then how we'll analyze it? We go to the analysis magnifier. I will go to the analysis analysis, I'll go to the regressions. In regressions, there are so many types of regressions, and it is hard to explain all of right now. But most of the common regression is used linear regressions. Linear regression is used when you have a ratio type data, when you have a numbers, not a categories. So binary logistic, multinomial logistic, ordinary probit, these type of regression is used when you collected a data use an ordinal scale, or if you want to predict something, the outcome is either 1 or 2. If you have a scale or ratio type data, then linear regression. So we'll go to the linear regressions. In linear, what is the dependent variable? I will right click and display variable name. So remember our null hypothesis. There is no significant effect of computer games on child aggressive behavior. What is our independent? What is dependent? What effect you want to see in which variable? So you want to see the dependent variable is aggressiveness, aggression, and independent variable is computer games. And as you can see, there is a bracket in S is written, which means you can add multiple independent variables. If you add multiple independent variables, that is called multiple regressions. Right now, we are adding only one variable, that is called simple regression. So you can also make a multiple regressions, and I will explain you after this. So this is simple regression. Make a computer games independent variable. Dependent variable is aggressions. Statistics, what kind of statistics you want to see? Model fit, R squared change, descriptives. And if you want to see the plot also show the histogram, probability curve, and residual plot. I would suggest leave as it is, because right now we are just testing the hypothesis. So this regression table generate 3 tables. All regression tables generate 3 tables. One is called model summary. Other is called ANOVA table, which is the significant test. And third is called coefficient. And I'll explain you all this table one by one. Model summary tells you that what is the R value between 2 variables and what is the R square. And what is R square? If you remember, 10 minutes ago I told you R square is the coefficient of determination. Coefficient of determination means if you multiply this 0.035, this R square is, this R square is 0.035. If you multiply with 100, it will give you a percentage. In percentage, you can say 3.5%. And 3.5% variation. Variation means change in simple words. In aggression is due to the computer games. Now see how simple plain English it is, that आपने कहीं नहीं लिखा क्या reject null hypothesis, fail to reject null hypothesis since tabular values. Simple plain कि जी बच्चों का जो behavior है ना, उसमें 3% जो उसको इन्फ्लुएंशन होता है ना, यानी जो बिहेवियर में कम या ज्यादा उसका बिहेवियर खराब होता है, डिप्रेशन और एग्रेशन होता है, उसकी 3% जो वजह है, 3.5% जो वजह है, वो कंप्यूटर गेम है. So this R square is actually provide a variation, percentage in variation, how much this effect on this effect. तो आपका जो हाइपोथेसिस होता है कि आपने एक पर्पस होता है कि आपने इफेक्ट देखना है, तो ये जो 3.5% है, ये इफेक्ट है. ये इफेक्ट बताता है कि कंप्यूटर गेम्स का इफेक्ट एग्रेशन पे कितना है, और कितना इफेक्ट आ रहा है, 3.5%. अब ये कम है या ज्यादा, ये एक अलग डिबेट है, लेकिन ये आप टेस्ट कर सकते हैं कि आया ये सिग्निफिकेंट इफेक्ट है या नॉन सिग्निफिकेंट इफेक्ट है. तो ये आर स्क्वायर की वैल्यू है, आर सिंपली कोरिलेशन है. एडजस्टेड आर स्क्वायर फिलहाल इसकी आपको इंटरप्रेट करने की जरूरत नहीं है अपने रिजल्ट्स में. इट ओनली शोज कि इफ यू हैव अ डिफरेंट सैंपल, यही सैंपल में अगर पाकिस्तानी कॉन्टेक्स्ट में या डिफरेंट कॉन्टेक्स्ट में लूं और हर वेरिएबल विल कांस्टेंट, द चेंज विल बी 0.03, यानी आर स्क्वायर विल बी 0.03, यानी सैंपलिंग एरर को अगर कम किया जाए तो, या सैंपलिंग एरर को एक्सक्लूड किया जाए तो एडजस्टेड आर स्क्वायर विल बी 0.033. सो दिस इज मॉडल समरी एंड जब आप राइट अप करें थीसिस में इसको जरूर रिपोर्ट किया करें, क्योंकि ये इंफॉर्मेशन ऐसी है जिसको समझने के लिए किसी को स्टैटिस्टिक्स का माहिर होने की जरूरत है, इवन किसी को रिसर्च का माहिर होने की भी जरूरत है। आप टीवी पे भी रिपोर्ट देखते होंगे कि जी इतने % का इफेक्ट इतने पे हो रहा है, तो वो हर किसी के लेमैन के समझ में आ जाता है। तो आर स्क्वायर को रिपोर्ट करें। आर स्क्वायर इज एक्चुअली द वेरिएशन कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ डिटरमिनेशन दैट टेल यू हाउ मच change in one variable is caused by the other variable. The other table is called ANOVA table. ANOVA table shows whether the result is significant or non-significant. Again, check this significance value and ask yourself whether you reject null hypothesis or fail to reject null hypothesis. So based on this point 000, you would say reject null hypothesis. So what was our null hypothesis? Our null hypothesis was there is no significant effect of computer games on child aggressive behavior. So our result would be reject null hypothesis. So what would be your conclusion? You can safely write the computer games significantly affect child aggression. Okay, and how much this effect, which is R squared. So you can also report, moreover, result indicated that child aggression is affected 3.5% due to child plays game. Okay, so ये plain English में आपके जब when you understand this kind of thing, you can make conclusion and recommendation accordingly. The third table shows coefficient. Now it is also important coefficient. Coefficient क्या बताता है? Coefficient is tells you that first tell you the कितना effect आ रहा है, effects. Second, is it significant, non-significant? Third is coefficient. Coefficient tell you जैसे बीटा unstandardized beta और standardized beta. Let me explain what's unstandardized beta. Unstandardized beta means क्या है? 0.174. So 0.174 का मतलब ये है कि अगर एक बच्चा, आसान सी उर्दू में समझे, अगर एक बच्चा 1 घंटे गेम खेलता है ना, तो उसकी जो एग्रेशन में 0.174 चेंज आएगा। दोबारा से सुन लें कि अगर एक बच्चा कंप्यूटर गेम्स का वेरिएबल जो हमने कैलकुलेट किया था, नंबर ऑफ ही और शी प्लेज अ गेम, सो इफ समवन प्लेज अ गेम 1 hour, then his aggressions will be increases by 1.74 unit. So this also give you very precise information कि how much variation can occur in aggression because of the game. Standardized beta क्या होता है? Let me give this example while using multiple regressions. So we have 5 p.m. If someone wants to leave the meeting, he may share. But अगर किसी को समझना है कि multiple regression क्या होता है, so please bear with me. In 5-10 minutes I will explain. Again, go to analysis regression, go to linear regressions, and here are the magnifier. So our null hypothesis was to see the significant effect of computer games on aggressions. Now my null hypothesis, I can make null hypothesis using all the variables, like there is no significant effect of computer games on child aggressions, there is no effect of computer games, parenting style, diet, sibling aggression, and television watch on child behavior. Now this time you want to see कि भाई ये 5 वेरिएबल्स मिलकर प्रेडिक्ट कर सकते हैं चाइल्ड एग्रेशन को या नहीं। तो now if you have this kind of hypothesis, it is also, you can also use the regression because you want to see the effect. But this time is a multiple regression because you have more than one independent variable. Again, in this case, you have one dependent variable, which is child aggression behavior, and more than one independent variables. So same process you will use. You will go to the analysis, go to the regression, go to the linear, and right here your dependent variable is regression, and list of independent type computer games, sibling regressions, diet, parenting style, and then simply press OK. We'll see what comes. So here it comes again. It shows 3 tables. One is called summary table, model summary, second is ANOVA table, and third is coefficients. So again, we'll see the first model summary. Model summary, R value is 0.286, R square is 0.082. So what you can conclude? You can say that parenting style, sibling aggression, use of computer games, and good diet, these all 4 or 5 variables can predict child aggression by 8.2%. Okay, so this is actually just an effect size. It shows the effect size, how much effect these 5 variables can cause to child aggression. Then we'll move to the ANOVA table. In ANOVA table, again, we'll see the significance value. And since this significance value is 0.000, which is close to the 0, and I told you it can never be 0, so you can reject null hypothesis, which means you can say that these 5 variables, parenting style, sibling aggression, use of computer games, good diet, can significantly predict child aggression. Okay, and I told you it cannot be 0, so double click on this 0.00, it will show you the exact p value. So you can see E minus 11, which means the actual significance value is 0.00000, 11 times 0, and then 154. So this is hypothesis testing inferential statistics result, and you safely say reject null hypothesis. Now this is very important. This is coefficient values. This is how you can interpret. This is how you can make a recommendation for policymakers or for other concerned stakeholders. Now, if you see the coefficient values, this is the use of computer games, sibling, and good diet. Now, this model summary says that 5 variables can predict child aggression. But which variable is more effective or which variable is less effective can be determined using this table. यानी इसमें हमने क्या किया, हमने 5 वेरिएबल्स का इफेक्ट देखा एक एग्रेशन पे, और हमें पता चल गया इफेक्ट क्या है, सिग्निफिकेंट है. लेकिन अभी हमें ये नहीं पता कि ये 5, हमें ये तो पता चल गया है कि 5 वेरिएबल मिलके एग्रेशंस को प्रेडिक्ट कर सकते हैं और सिग्निफिकेंट इफेक्ट डालते हैं, लेकिन ये नहीं पता कि कौन सा वेरिएबल ज्यादा इफेक्ट डालता है, कौन सा वेरिएबल कम इफेक्ट डालता है, और कौन सा वेरिएबल सिग्निफिकेंट इफेक्ट डालता है, कौन सा वेरिएबल नॉन सिग्निफिकेंट इफेक्ट डालता है. ये हमें कैसे पता चलेगा? कोएफिशिएंट से, टेबल से. अगेन यहाँ पे लुक एट द सिग्निफिकेंस वैल्यू. तो यूज ऑफ कंप्यूटर गेम्स, सिग्निफिकेंस वैल्यू 0.00, व्हिच मींस यू कैन से कि कंप्यूटर गेम्स, यूज ऑफ कंप्यूटर गेम्स कैन सिग्निफिकेंटली प्रेडिक्ट चाइल्ड एग्रेशंस. ये वैल्यू देखिए 0.05 से छोटी है, ये भी यानी चारों वैल्यू 0.05 से छोटी है. सो यू कैन से कि ऑल 4 आर सिग्निफिकेंट प्रेडिक्टर्स. अगर कोई सिग्निफिकेंट प्रेडिक्टर नहीं होता, लेट्स से हमने गुड डाइट डाली है. गुड डाइट का मतलब ये कि लेट्स से कोई लिटरेचर ये कहता है कि जो बच्चे अगर बर्गर शर्गर खाते हैं, सैंडविच खाते हैं, उनसे भी उनके बिहेवियर में चेंज आ रहा होता है, और कुछ जो सब्जियां खाते हैं उनका बिहेवियर अच्छा होता है, कुछ जो फास्ट फूड खाते हैं बिहेवियर खराब होता है. अब अगर ये कोई एक मिथ हो, कोई अफसाना हो और स्टडी करनी हो, देन यू कैन डू अ स्टडी. और अगर ये सिग्निफिकेंट नॉन सिग्निफिकेंट रिजल्ट आता है यहाँ पर, तो आप ये कह सकते थे अपनी रिकमेंडेशन में कि भाई डाइट का चाइल्ड के एग्रेशन से कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है. अभी तो इस स्टडी में रिजल्ट सिग्निफिकेंट आ रहा है, सो अभी हम ये कह सकते हैं कि गुड डाइट जो है वो इफेक्ट करती है चाइल्ड एग्रेशंस को. लेकिन अगर ये नॉन सिग्निफिकेंट होता तो हमारे पास एक और मालूमात आती, बहुत काम की मालूमात आती कि भाई जो लोग कहते हैं ना कि ऐसा होता है वैसा होता है, ये नहीं, ये सिर्फ अफसाना है। हकीकत ये है, एम्पेरिकल स्टडी सजेस्टिंग that this variable is affecting and this variable is not affecting. So you can make an equation, you can model बना सकते हैं आप, equation बना सकते हैं, एक diagram बना सकते हैं to tell the policy maker, to the future researcher कि these are the variable, these are the factors that can affect child aggression. अभी चाइल्ड एग्रेशन की 5 फैक्टर्स हैं, आप अपने कॉन्टेक्स्ट में पाकिस्तान में स्टडी करें एंड सी कि कौन सा वेरिएबल या फैक्टर ज्यादा इफेक्टिव है, कौन सा कम इफेक्टिव है, कौन सा नॉन इफेक्टिव है, वो सारा हमें कोफिशिएंट की टेबल से पता चल जाएगा। पहले तो आप सिग्निफिकेंट देखें एंड देन बीटा वैल्यू। अब सिग्निफिकेंट से हमें पता चल रहा है, वी नो दैट ऑल आर सिग्निफिकेंट प्रेडिक्टर, बट विच वन इज मोर इन्फ्लुएंसिंग, कौन सा ज्यादा इफेक्ट डालता है, कौन सा कम इफेक्ट डालता है, वो स्टैंडर्डाइज बीटा से पता चलता है। स्टैंडर्डाइज बीटा और अनस्टैंडर्डाइज बीटा में ये फर्क है कि सम टाइम वी कलेक्ट डेटा यूजिंग डिफरेंट क्वेश्चन है, लाइक कंप्यूटर यूज ऑफ कंप्यूटर गेम्स, तो हमने पूछा कितने घंटे इस्तेमाल करता है। सिबलिंग एग्रेशन हमने लिकर्ट पॉइंट में पूछा है, तो वो स्केल डिफरेंट है। तो कोफिशिएंट बीटा की, अनस्टैंडर्डाइज्ड कोफिशिएंट बीटा की वैल्यू वही आती है जिस स्केल में आपने मेजरमेंट की है, जबकि स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड कोफिशिएंट की क्या होता है कि वो एक स्केल पे आ जाता है, जिसका मतलब ये इन सिंपल वर्ड्स, यू कैन कंपेयर दिस वैल्यूज 0.153 you can compare these 4 values, but you cannot compare these 4 values. You can compare these 4 values because these are on the same scale of measurement. So based on this value, you can say that 0.19, which is parenting style is more influence in child aggression. तो रिजल्ट इज सजेस्टिंग दैट, मिसाल अगर आपने एक पॉलिसी मेकर को कोई गाइड करना है, कोई सजेस्ट करना है, तो आप सेफली कह सकते हैं कि भाई पेरेंट का स्टाइल जो है ना वो ज्यादा अच्छा होना चाहिए इन ऑर्डर टू कंट्रोल एग्रेशन। गेम का भी ताल्लुक है, लेकिन गेम का इतना ताल्लुक नहीं है जितना पेरेंटिंग स्टाइल का ताल्लुक है। So this study is telling you that parenting style is more influencing towards child aggression than computer game or other factor. So based on standardized coefficient, you can compare these 4 values and you can write which one is higher predictor and which one is lower predictor.